You ever sit there staring at your to-do list, knowing exactly what needs to be done, but feeling completely stuck? If you have ADHD, you know that starting a task can feel like the hardest part. It's not laziness, it's not even procrastination. It's your brain struggling to shift into action. The good news, there are ADHD-friendly productivity tools that actually work to help you get started and keep going. I'm about to share my go-to strategies to beat task paralysis and finally take action. Hi, my name is Jen Barnes. I hold a master's degree in social work and have worked in the field of mental health for 25 years. And now I'm an ADHD success coach. I help ADHD women find strategies that work for them and their unique brains, not against them. If you've ever felt stuck staring at a mountain of tasks, I'm feeling the overwhelm as I say that, this video is for you. I've been here recently, so it is on my mind as I double down on the strategies that I'm about to share. We'll dive into practical ADHD friendly tools that make starting tasks feel less overwhelming and way more doable. So let's go. Before we dive into tools, let's talk about why starting is so hard with ADHD. It comes down to a few key challenges. One, executive dysfunction, which I prefer a different kind of executive functioning over the word dysfunction, but you get what I mean. ADHD brains struggle with task initiation, which is about shifting from thinking to doing. So that can make it hard to get started. Number two, overwhelm. Big tasks can feel impossible to start because they seem massive and unmanageable. Plus, overwhelm dysregulates your nervous system, which then makes it hard to prioritize and focus on anything that isn't related to survival, something I talk a lot about in other videos. Perfectionism, the fear of doing it wrong, can keep you from starting at all. And given how much more criticism and correction we ADHDers have received throughout our lives, essentially for not being neurotypical, it's no wonder that we try and avoid more at all costs. So if you've ever felt stuck, it's not because you're lazy, it's how your brain is wired. But there are ways to work with that wiring. So here are the tools and techniques I use and that I recommend to my ADHD women entrepreneurs in my programs that actually help me and many ADHD women get into action. The 5-minute rule. Tell yourself that you only have to do the task for 5 minutes. Often, the hardest part is starting, and once you're in, momentum takes over. Note that if after 5 minutes you still really can't get yourself to focus on it, switch to another task. Otherwise, in the future, parts of you won't trust that it's only 5 minutes. You can always come back to the task later. Body doubling. Work alongside someone else, either in person or virtually. And if you don't have anyone, you can even turn on your own video camera and work in front of yourself. Sometimes that can be enough. The presence of another person helps provide accountability and reduce distraction. My favorite app for this is FocusMate. And the last time I checked, you still got 3 free sessions a week to be able to body double with another person. Visual timers. Because the ADHD brain does not conceptualize time passing the same way non ADHD brains conceptualize time, time timers can be really helpful because they take this abstract construct of time and bring it into a physical thing. Using a timer, you can see time pass, and that will create a sense of urgency. Seeing time pass can also help ADHD brains stay focused and motivated. Personally, I use the time timer home mod both at home and at the office. Microtasking. You've probably heard of this one, breaking tasks into the smallest possible steps. So instead of clean the kitchen, the first task could be put one dish in the sink. I'm guilty of not following this one. I'll put on my whiteboard, which is actually like green. So I don't know if you call it a green board, but I'll put on there clean for Sundays. And you know what? It rarely happens unless I put clean floor in kitchen, which is a little more specific. Probably I could start with pull out the mop. So there's that. All right, external cues. Use visual reminders like sticky notes or phone alarms. Our brains struggle with holding information, so externalizing it helps and has less stuff up in there. Then do the first easy step. Identify the easiest, most approachable, most interesting step and start there. It's about building momentum and making progress, not perfectionism. So, getting started is one thing, but how do you keep going? Set mini rewards for each small win. This can be as simple as taking a short break or enjoying a snack. Switch up your environment. If you're feeling stuck again, change your location or even your posture to reset your focus. Or do something to regulate your nervous system, like a quick walk around the block or volcano breathing, something I've shared a lot about in other videos. Use the Pomodoro technique. So, the Pomodoro technique originally is to work 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. However, with ADHD, because starting can be the hardest, I've found and recommend it's important to experiment with the time segments that work for you, going no longer than 90 minutes of work before you get a longer rest. This is because longer than 90 minutes is taxing on the brain and will lead to dysregulation, whether that's feeling on edge or crashing later. I tend to do between 45 and 90-minute bursts of work, depending on my focus level and energy that day, and then take a break more in proportion to the length of the time I was working. So for those 45-minute sessions, it might be 5 to 7 minute break, whereas it'll be closer to 10 to 15 minutes with those 90-minute work sessions. But then only do a few of those each day because these are moments of deep work that require a lot of focus. Let yourself play around to see what works for you. The Pomodoro method, whatever times you find work for you, will help keep focus sustainable. Then have a shutdown ritual. When you decide to stop for the day, maybe even have an alarm that goes off so you remember to, create a simple ritual for writing down where you left off. This makes restarting easier the next time. Another piece of an ending ritual for me is my daily wins journal. It's a nice way to celebrate the small wins I had, no matter how much I got done. Sometimes it's not just about the tools, it's about emotions blocking us. Things like fear of failure, shame from past struggles, feeling overwhelmed by perfectionism, and more. These are things I work more deeply with in my program Ascend, the ADHD Women's Mastery Program, though touch on in other videos. For now, the key to doing this on your own is self-compassion. Remind yourself that it's okay to start small and that progress is progress. You don't need to finish to win. You just need to take the next step. Starting tasks with ADHD isn't about forcing yourself into productivity hacks that don't fit. It's about finding strategies that work with your unique brain, not against it. If this video helped, give it a like, comment, and subscribe for more ADHD-friendly strategies. And let me know in the comments, which of these tools are you excited to try first? And if you're ready to build more skills for focus and emotion regulation, check out my 28-day nervous system regulation challenge. The link is in the description. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.